Welcome everybody and congratulations. You got your first loan signing, which is very, very exciting, intimidating, scary all at the same time, right? And so I wanted to give you guys 8 tips or 8 tricks that you need to kind of memorize, have in the back of your mind, take notes, bookmark this video. And these are 8 things that you need to make sure that you definitely do before your first loan signing so that it will set you up for success. You know, it's your first assignment, you're not familiar with the documents, and it's just intimidating going into someone's home if you're going to meet them at your home. And usually most loan signings take place in, the client's home. Sometimes you're going to meet them at Starbucks, etc. But the whole process is intimidating. And if you're not used to dealing with customers or clients, that's a whole other hurdle that you are going to have to get over. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about these 8 things that can help make the process as seamless as possible and just make everything go well so it sets you up in your loan signing agent career for success. Okay, so let's jump right in. Let's talk about the 8 things that you need to make sure you do before your very first loan signing. And then, for all your other subsequent ones, but it's very important to get into a good habit. So make sure you guys, bookmark this video, take notes, share it with a friend, another notary, or anybody that you know that might be interested in becoming a loan signing agent. Make sure that you share it with them so that you guys know, where to go. So I have some notes, so let's go ahead and get started. So the absolute first thing that you get when you get your first loan signing, okay, whether it be from a title company or from a signing service, you want to confirm the order. It's important. Reach out to the client. Call them directly, don't text them initially unless, obviously if you're reaching out to them via phone, they're not answering, then you can follow up with a text message. But you want to call the client directly. You want to confirm the time and the date with the client. You want to confirm that it's going to be at their home. If there's more than one signer, also confirm that as well. And kind of let them know of any ID that they're going to need to have. If you're going to be collecting any monies, you want to confirm that with them as well so that you don't get there and they're like, ooh, they're lost and they don't know what to expect. Also, what I found is, especially if, there's going to be a signing where, if it's a seller signing, for instance, and that the seller is going to be getting some money back, make sure that they have copies of their, bank statements or like a check, their checkbook. Because I personally have like my routing numbers and bank account numbers memorized. A lot of people don't do that. So make sure that they have access to their bank account information. Once you get there, you want things to go, again, as seamless as possible because things come up. So you want to, kind of negate as many pop-up actions as possible. So make sure you confirm the signing. Make sure that you know how many signers are going to be there, and make sure that they know the proper identification that they need to have once you get to the signing. So that's number 1, okay? So number 2, make sure you have all your supplies. Make sure that you have your paper. Make sure that your printer is, you have the toner available. You don't want to run, because that has actually happened to me where I literally in the middle of a print job, I ran out of toner. So I was scrambling trying to figure that out. So make sure you have the paper, all of your paper clips, whatever it is that you need. Make sure you have all pens, black and blue pens. But I'll talk more about that a little bit further into the video. But make sure you have all of the supplies you need. So, it's so important. Like, as a notary and as a loan signing agent, it's really important. The preparation is key. So make sure that you are prepared. Sometimes this job has definitely helped me to become more organized. So make sure that you have all your supplies. So we talked about, confirming with the signer. You want to make sure that you have whatever supplies it is, depending on the state that you're in, make sure you have them. Also, really quickly, this is a side note. Every state, doesn't allow an embosser. Some states you have to actually use your other stamp, so make sure that whatever, let's just say you live in Florida, but the person is selling a home in California. And let's say California doesn't allow embossing, which they do because I've done a California signing. But let's just say they didn't. Make sure you have your proper supplies. That's very important, okay? Okay. Oh, so number 3, this is important. Your inker. I'm assuming If you aren't already a notary, if you are a notary and you've already been notarizing documents and you're just getting into the loan signing part of it, this doesn't necessarily apply to you. But if you are a new notary and you kind of wanted to become a notary to be a loan signing agent, you have a brand new inker. It's very strong. Blot the inker out a little bit first, okay? Practice with your inker. You want to kind of make sure you perfect that a little bit before you get to the signing. Because you don't want to get there and be scrambling and then ink it wrong. So make sure that you blot the inker, because the ink is going to be very potent and very strong before you start utilizing it and using it. And then make sure that you know how to properly notarize your documents and ink the documents. It's very important. You do not want to be scrambling in front of the client and appear as if you don't know what you're doing. So make sure that you are prepared, make sure your inker is prepared. Make sure you actually know how to also use, your the stamp. Make sure you're clamping it properly. Just make sure that you know what you're doing before, and that you don't want this loan signing, because the average loan signing, you could be notarizing anywhere from 3 to 20 pages. It just depends. It could be a package with 150 pages. Out of that, you might have to actually put your stamp on 2. It could be 10. It could be 15. I don't know. You don't want this first signing to be the first time you actually notarize. So just make sure you're prepared. Okay. All right. So that's number 3. Number 4. Please, 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 please make sure that you read all the instructions. Every single signing agency, well, not every single one. I've had some that don't give instructions, but most of them will have like a couple pages in the package with instructions. Make sure you read those, because it's going to tell you the color ink that you're going to use. It's going to give you delivery instructions. A lot of times the instructions actually include like if it's FedEx or UPS, you'll have the slip that's in there. Sometimes they're very specific about what documents should be on top, all of that. Read the instructions. Make sure you know what that signing agency or title company requires of you all together with the package. Just make sure you know. Make sure, because you don't want to do it wrong, because number one, they will send you back out. I've had one time where I was sent back out, and it wasn't really my fault, but they will send you back out. So you want to make sure that you do everything right. You're trying to minimize errors, okay? So that is number 4. Number 5, prep the package. Now, this one is gets tricky sometimes, because certain signing agencies will send you the package like the day before. And so I've had some that'll send it to me 2 days before. I've had other signing agencies where it's like 2 hours before the signing and you're like, where's the package? Because, prepping the package takes time. So once you get the package, prep it. Make sure you have all your sticky notes. Sticky notes are your friends. Go through. What I always do for my packages, I literally go through and put a sticky note on where the client is supposed to sign and where I need to notarize, so that when you get there, you can kind of guide them. You want to guide them through the signing. So make sure that you prep that package. It will take a lot of time off the clock for you as well, because if you don't prep the package and you get there, you're kind of winging it. And, if that package is already prepped, everybody knows what they're supposed to do and where they're supposed to sign. And then, you can move it on quickly, because these refinance package and these buyer signings and reverse mortgage, we won't even talk about that. But some of these signings can be very, very long. You'll have signers, you'll see some signers, they breeze through it. They're like, okay, they already read the documents. Some signers literally want to read every single word. So you don't know what signer you're going to get until you get there. So you want to make sure that, given that fact, and we don't know how long the signing is going to take, you want to make sure you do your part and that the package is prepped, okay? All right. So that's number 5. Number 6, sticky notes are your friend. And that kind of goes along with prepping the package, but sticky notes are your friend, y'all. I have sign here sticky notes, initial here sticky notes, notarize here sticky notes. I have a package of sticky notes on the side. I have all of the sticky notes, okay? Sticky notes are definitely going to be your friend. Utilize them, have extras. Oh, also, don't throw them away. So after every signing, I take the mugs back. I give me all of my sticky notes. I have like a little pad and I put them on there, and because you can reuse them. Okay, so don't throw them out after the signing. Once the signer has signed, take I have a little space for sticky notes. Just put them right back on there after that they've actually initialed where they need to initial or signed or whatever. Make sure that you do that and keep your sticky notes, and you can reuse them, okay? Because you're gonna be buying a lot of supplies, a lot of paper, a lot of pens, a lot of toner. So minimize on the costs so that you can your take home is higher from your profits. Okay, so that's number 6. Number 7, this is so important. Make sure you have extra notary certificates. Every loan signing agent will be able to vouch for me on this. I have had very few packages where I didn't need to put an additional certificate in there. And most of the time it's because when you get these packages from these title companies, they're real generic. They don't notarize documents. So a lot of times they don't really, when they're putting the documents together and formatting them, they're not thinking about how much space the notary will need to actually put their stamp or to sign or whatever. And so a lot of the documents don't have enough space for you to do anything. And so in that situation, you'll need to attach or add a certificate depending on whether you're doing a jurat or an acknowledgement or whatever type of notarization it is. You just make sure you have different types with you so that you can add them. I always carry extra notary certificates because you're gonna need them. So make sure that you print them out. I know NNA, I think they charge you, depending on your state, you can go on there and buy different packs. It's worth it. I know I've seen different videos, and I'll try to find that for you guys, where some people have found free certificates. But if you don't, you can always go to NNA, National Notary Association, and you can print out certificates. They have every state, District of Columbia, etc. on there, where you can actually print out the appropriate certificate. So make sure you do that and have lots and lots and lots of extras, because you will definitely need them. You'll probably need them for your first assignment, I promise you. So let me know, once you have your assignment, come back and tell me if you needed extra certificates, because you're gonna need a lot. Okay, so that's number 7. So we talked about the spacing. Okay, and so the last one, before you go to your signing, make sure you print out the appropriate number of copies depending on how many signers. For instance, if you were doing a buyer signing and there is one signer, that means you will print out 2 packages, right? So you're gonna have the package that you're gonna send back or scan back or whatever to the title company. Then you'll have the package that you will leave with the client. If there are 2 signers, you're going to have 3 packages. And that's why I told y'all it's going to be a lot of paper. It's going to be a lot of paper. So you're going to make sure that you keep stocked up on all the paper you need. And make sure, do not, and you should, if you're watching this and you're an actual notary, you should know this. Don't print everything on letter unless that package calls for it. Make sure if it's a mixture of letter and legal. That's why I was saying, on my previous video, I was saying it's important to have a dual tray printer, because if it's letter and legal, and most packages are, you're gonna have a mixture of both types of paper. So make sure you are printing on the appropriate size paper for whatever the package calls for from that title company, okay? And then also, like I was saying, always keep the paper in the correct order that it prints in. So, whatever the package, the ordering of the printing, unless the title company specifies, sometimes they'll ask you, oh, can you put the deed on the top, or can you put this on, whatever it is. Unless they specify it, keep it in the order. That means that when you're signing it, you obviously you flip it over and you keep going so that your pages stay in the same order. Make sure you guys do this. So hopefully this is helpful. I know it seems like it's a lot to remember, and like I said, it is very intimidating in the beginning, but hopefully this helps to kind of set you guys up for success. And obviously the obvious, make sure you dress appropriately. You know, you're not wearing sweats to your signings. You know, you're not gonna wear a little mini skirt. Like, make sure that you're dressed appropriately. And obviously, when you meet the client, be kind. You know, greet them and, you know, ask them where they want you to set up, you know, the signing, etc. Don't go to the signing with like blaring perfume or any crazy makeup on. You know, just be professional. Hopefully, I don't need to explain like what that means. Be professional for the signing, etc. I haven't had any clients that were, you know, weird or awkward. All of my signings have gone very well. You know, and just enjoy it. It is really cool. You'll learn a lot about all of these different loan documents, but it is a learning curve. So, you know, just follow these steps and you guys will be just fine. And take a deep breath and, you know, enjoy getting to learn more about the loan signing process. Okay. So you guys don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, I'll definitely make sure I respond. Drop down in my comments and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you are new notary and you had one signing. Let me know how it went. I want to know. I'm curious. And then again, hopefully this video will help you guys that are coming up with your first signing. It'll help better prepare you for that. Okay. All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your day and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.